This Lego minifig is worth $70, but he has a crack. And if it wasn't for that crack, he would be worth over $100.
But I have a way to fix that.
Permanently.
Just kidding, don't ever glue your Lego. It leaves the residue on the figure, it's super annoying if you get it on your hands, and you could accidentally glue an arm in place. So what I am going to use is a chemical called acetone, and the thing that acetone does is it actually melts the plastic. So if you use just a little bit, you can actually reseal this crack right here without like leaving any glue behind, because the acetone will just evaporate after it dries. So that will fix it without leaving any residue, and as long as you're careful, you won't damage the arms or anything, or get anything else stuck you don't want. Alright, so for your materials, you're gonna want some kind of dish or something you can work on in case you like spill stuff or something. You're gonna want a clothespin. This is to clamp on the crack once you've gotten the acetone in it to hold the crack closed like that. You're gonna need a Q-tip,
The fleece-crested scepter of Q-tip,
to put the acetone on it, and I have just a little piece of cloth just to kind of wipe it, and you'll see why. But and then also you'll need your acetone, and it is an ingredient in nail polish removers.
and the polish remover of Nihil.
So I have this nail polish remover, but keep in mind, not all nail polish remover works. Sometimes it just doesn't have acetone in it, or it's just not strong enough or something. So this nail polish remover does work, but I have tried some before that doesn't work. So yeah, if you're not sure, I'd say if you have any at home, try that. And then you might just want to buy pure acetone. You can buy that online, and that should work just fine. And you may have noticed this is not the same torso I showed you earlier, because I don't want to work on a $70 torso with a camera in front of my face. I want to do it with no distractions. And that does bring up an important point, that you should not work on a very expensive piece on your first try. You should try it on other torsos first that you don't care about or you got for super cheap, because yeah, you definitely don't want to mess something up on your first try. One last thing before we start is that remember that acetone will literally eat away at the plastic on here, so you need to just do as little as you can, especially on the outside. Putting it on the inside isn't as big of a deal, but you will notice that this inside part will start to kind of curve a little bit because the plastic is getting like melted away and sealing the crack at the same time. So yeah, definitely be very careful to use as little as you can, so you don't you minimize the damage to your figure. So the first step is going to be to just remove the arm on the side you're fixing. If you're working on something expensive or something like that and you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can do it with the arm still on, but you just need to make sure you avoid moving the arm while you've got acetone, because if you can see it, I got acetone in this arm here, and then when I moved the arm just to make sure it hadn't, that's another thing, you don't want to accidentally seal the arm in place with the acetone, but as you can see, I moved it and it kind of melted away at this and makes it look kind of weird. So it's definitely best to do it without the arm. So just take your Q-tip, dip it in the acetone, and just take this and you're gonna kind of just paint along the inside. As you can see, plastic is coming off, you can see, and then once you've gotten a little bit inside, clamp that thing on and wipe it with that cloth. And I had to do it kind of quick so I couldn't show you because I didn't want it to dry, but there was actually, you could see plastic getting squeezed kind of out of the crack, like plastic that melted on the inside kind of got squeezed out of the crack, and so I had to wipe that off before it dried. But that's kind of what's going on. So then you can kind of still see the line a bit there. It should be sealed, but so what you're going to want to do is just take that Q-tip that still has a little bit of acetone on it, get your thing wet, and kind of just rub at that line, try and do it away. You don't want it to go directly from the Q-tip onto this outside because you're gonna melt it. You kind of just, you could even try diluting the acetone, because this acetone I have is really strong. It eats at the plastic real quick, so you could try adding some water so you damage your figure a little bit less, because I don't know if you can see, but this side is kind of rough, versus this side it's like a little bit more smooth. So it's not perfect. You can kind of still see the cracks. I might need to work at this a little bit more, but yeah, that's how you do it. And then you just need to let this sit for a while so that it can completely dry. So at least a few hours. I'm probably just gonna let this sit all day, and then I'll pop the arm back in tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't crack again. I haven't had that before, but it's always, you know, you're a little scared when you put the arm back on. But yeah, you may notice that there still is a tiny bit of a line there. I actually think what happened with that is actually the two sides of the crack didn't line up perfectly, slash just one side sticks out slightly more than the other. But yeah, I can tell the crack definitely looks sealed, so it like shouldn't get worse. And also make sure you avoid getting acetone on either the rest of the torso or the clothespin that you're clamping on the torso, because if you remember what nail polish remover can also do, it can easily damage the printing. And now that the crack is fixed, this figure has increased in value probably by $20 or $30, which is pretty crazy. I haven't quite figured out how you could fix other types of cracks, like the arm cracks and heel cracks that sometimes happens. With arm cracks, it's hard because you can't get a Q-tip inside of when you take off the hand, you can't get a Q-tip inside there really. So I've been trying some other things, but I haven't found anything that works really well yet. And I haven't tried heel cracks yet, but with how thin that is, it'll definitely not be an easy thing to do. So yeah, if I do ever figure out how to do those, I'll make a part 2 to this video and put the link in the description. But for now, that's how you fix torso cracks. I think that's the most important thing to be able to fix. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.